Coming up next, Penn State names a new president. A look at her background and what she has to say.
I am honored to be part of the 800,000 plus Penn State family.
Plus, why a new rule means debt collectors could now be tracking you down on your social media. And a big move by a local homeless shelter aimed at helping more people stay out of the cold. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon, I'm Connor Griffin.
And I'm Isabel Hayes. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report. Our top story: for the first time in Penn State history, a woman and person of color will serve as university president. Tori Kishadi has the details.
Aye.
History was made yesterday at Penn State Board of Trustees meeting. The meeting appointed a new president to take over after President Eric Barron's retirement in June of 2022. The 19th president of Penn State is Dr. Neeli Bendapudi. Her appointment makes history as she is the first female and person of color to be named president. She will officially take office in the summer of 2022.
Neeli Bendapudi is the whole package.
Bendapudi currently is the president at the University of Louisville. During her time at Louisville, she focused on collaboration and development to create opportunities for students, faculty, and staff. She plans to bring that focus to Penn State.
My vision is to create an environment where every single student can achieve their human potential.
One of Bendapudi's main goals for Penn State is for every single student to be invested in the Penn State community. She has intentions to work with every student organization.
When we say we are Penn State, we need to make sure that every member of the Penn State community represents us.
Using her experience, she hopes to motivate others to pursue the highest office in their field, no matter who they are. Reporting from State College, I'm Tori Kishadi.
Bendapudi has nearly a 30-year academic career. She's taught marketing and served in administrative roles at the University of Kansas and Ohio State.
Center County continues to deal with a serious COVID spike this week. Mount Nittany Medical Center has 61 COVID patients hospitalized. They range in age from 21 to 94. 9 patients are in the ICU, and in Center County, a total of 267 people have died from COVID. Meanwhile, one of the state's largest health systems says it's run out of beds because of the latest virus surge. Geisinger is running at 110% capacity across its 9 hospitals in Pennsylvania. And Geisinger's president says he expects the situation to get worse in the coming weeks, citing rising case numbers.
Pennsylvania's Supreme Court will soon decide if the state's K-12 school mask mandate will stay or go. The court heard arguments this week and is expected to rule soon. The mandate for schools and child care facilities was set to expire last week under another court decision, but that ruling was appealed. Meanwhile, Penn State plans to extend its indoor mask mandate for all campuses into the spring semester. Along with COVID, another challenge this holiday season is mental health. Not everyone feels like it's the most magical time of the year. Reporter Rachel Sluga takes a look at the issue.
As the holidays are rocking around the corner, Yuletide cheer is not exactly a common theme for everyone during this season. Student athlete Katie D'Angelo says she spends 40 hours a week on schoolwork, 10 hours a week coaching other ice skaters, and 3 to 5 hours a week skating for her own enjoyment. While she loves being a figure skater for Penn State University, she knows the stress can be harmful to her mental health, along with the grief she experiences around Christmas.
I lost both of my grandparents, so it is definitely a tough time celebrating the holidays without them. Never feel afraid to reach out to people for help because most of the time they're happy to help.
And Katie isn't alone. Many other people feel like they're on thin ice with their mental health.
You can feel like whatever you're doing is good and healthy, and then the second that you go home, they'll be like, oh, you've gained weight. I've gained weight because I started eating again.
Emily Catlett says her family can trigger her insecurities and mental health struggles. The National Alliance on Mental Illness conducted a survey in recent years, with the results revealing nearly 65% of the sample said the holidays made their symptoms worse, and well over half also reported feeling added stress at this time of the year.
Having these strategies of like allowing the space to feel what you feel, analyze, why this thing triggered you. And then that's when you're able to figure out what you need.
To keep your loved ones from feeling out in the cold, offer extra support this holiday season or call Center County Crisis. In State College, I'm Rachel Suga for the Center County Report.
Mental health experts recommend seeking help from professionals or loved ones and focusing on self-care.
A local homeless shelter has some good news this winter season that'll help people stay out of the cold. Ava Brett reports.
Out of the cold, a Center County homeless shelter has raised enough money to buy its current location in State College. Program manager Sarah Potter says they are excited for a chance to own their home.
So we're really excited because we have raised the funds, and we've also received some grant funds through the Borough State College that will allow us to purchase the building at 318 South Atherton.
The purchase means the shelter will now be able to operate as an overnight shelter along with its current day sheltering services. Potter says they've been waiting for this day for a long time.
We've been renting this space for the last almost 2 years as a day shelter space, but what's happening that's so exciting is that we will now be owners of the building and be doing renovations so that we can utilize this space as an overnight shelter operation.
While renovations are underway, people can continue to stop by and get help during the day, but they'll need to move to local churches for overnight sheltering. Once renovations are done, guests will have a more stable environment so they won't need to worry about switching locations twice a day.
If anyone is in need of out of the cold services, Sarah suggests to visit their website and find out more about how you can be a guest.
The house is expected to have room for about 30 overnight guests. They'll soon be able to literally stay out of the cold during these cold winter months. In State College, I'm Ava Brett for the Center County Report.
The shelter is open from 9 to 5, and you can find out how to register for their services and how to volunteer on their website at ootc3.org. Renters in Center County can qualify for an emergency rental assistance program. ERAP was created to help with rent and utility payments for 12 months. ERAP now has extended the program past December through the American Rescue Plan. To apply, you can either pick up an application, download one, or contact one of the assistance hubs. To find out more information, you could also visit Center County's official page.
Under a new rule that just went into effect, debt collectors can now contact you not only by phone, but in a lot more ways. Jamal Ellerby has the details.
If you have unpaid debts, there's something you need to know. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau approved a new rule just last week that allows debt collectors to contact you on your social media, text, or email, not just by phone. They can message you on sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So the next time someone tries to friend or follow you on social media, it could be a debt collector or a scammer. The Better Business Bureau employee says the new rule is also something scammers will capitalize on.
Anything that's new, any type of change, anything involving online message, social media, especially throughout the COVID-19 pandemic, we have seen an increase in scammers taking advantage of that situation.
Driscoll says as long as you do your research, you have nothing to fear.
If you are being contacted by a debt collector, you can go to bbb.org, search the debt collector's name, contact information, find out their rating, complaint history, see if any scam reports have been submitted on that company as well.
As of October, 77 million Americans had at least one debt in collections. That's $188 billion in unpaid debts. And supporters of the new rule say this is one way for collectors to use modern technology to help track down that money. In State College, I'm Jamal Ellerby for the Center County Report.
If you have questions on whether a debt collection agency is real, contact the State Attorney General, the FTC, or the Better Business Bureau.
It's been a cold week, but changes are on the way. We check the 7-day forecast coming up.
Plus, a busy sports week. We look ahead to Penn State's bowl game and the end of the high school football season. Plus, Bellefonte is jingling all the way into one of its biggest tourism weekends of the year. We're live at Bellefonte Victorian Christmas.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Well, as the saying goes, it's the most wonderful time of the year, and one local town's special tradition is back for the season. Our own Kelly Warner is live in Bellefonte to tell us more. Kelly?
Thanks, Connor. I'm here in the heart of Bellefonte that looks straight out of a Hallmark Christmas movie right now, as the town's biggest holiday event is underway after a 2-year-long hiatus due to the coronavirus pandemic. It's celebrating a big anniversary this year, and people couldn't be more excited.
There it is.
For many, the holiday season means tradition. In the historic town of Bellefonte, tradition is everything. The Bellefonte Victorian Christmas has been a cherished event for decades. After last year's cancellation due to COVID-19, the event is back, celebrating its 40th anniversary. The event mixes the town's history with holiday cheer, with Christmas teas in the bed and breakfast, horse-drawn carriage rides, and visits with Santa.
But overall, I just love every part of the event. You know, it's hard for me to pick.
This year will be the last for longtime head organizer Sally Hauser, and having it somewhat back to normal makes it extra special.
And even though it's not the full-blown event that we usually have, because we have to do distancing and all kinds of things like that, but a lot of it is outside. And 40 years ago when it started, it was all outside.
Hauser and other organizers worked hard to find a way to bring the festivities back for the townspeople, especially for the children.
And children's events. The children, I just love to see the little smiles on their faces. And I really miss that.
Seeing the expression on the kid's face, especially with the real beer.
The celebration began with an opening ceremony on Thursday night, and there are events throughout the weekend.
Anyone who's interested can check out the full slate of activities events on the Bellefonte Victorian Christmas website or pick up a guidebook on your next visit. Live in Bellefonte, I'm Kelly Warner. Back to you.
I'm sure the scene in Bellefonte would be made a lot more special with a little bit of snow on the ground. Unfortunately, we're far too warm for that. And in fact, the next round of precipitation will be rain. You can see clouds have been thickening through the morning as we look across Mount Nittany. There was a little bit of blue sky this morning, but now we've pretty much clouded over. We have warmed up quite nicely, though, today. 43 degrees as of the noontime hour here in State College. Thankfully, no significant wind to deal with compared to the last couple of days when we've had wind chills down in the 20s. Across the rest of central Pennsylvania, 40s is the name of the game. Temperatures are on the up and up, much warmer than this time yesterday because we have a warm front and a low pressure system approaching the Keystone State. 54 degrees in Pittsburgh. That number is 21 degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. 19 degrees warmer in Johnstown. 5 to 10 degrees warmer in the eastern half of the Commonwealth. So a welcome burst of warmth, and we'll see that again tomorrow as this low works its way into our area. Clouds have been thickening. As I said, we can see that on the visible satellite picture here. But as we widen out the view, we can see the low pressure system that's going to drive the next day's weather starting to get its act together in the nation's heartland. This is going to basically ride due eastward over the next 24 hours and eventually bring a fair bit of rain to central Pennsylvania. Here's how that times out on future weather. You can see only a few isolated showers across the plains to start the afternoon hours. But then as we head through the latter half of the day today, those showers become more widespread and they'll be working their way into central PA. I expect we could see the first round of rain anytime between about 10 p.m. and midnight tonight. Then as we head into the wee hours of Saturday morning, that rain becomes more widespread in western PA, but then quickly works its way east into our neck of the woods. This is all associated with a cold front. And once this cold front makes its way through eastern PA, we will switch back to a west and northwesterly flow here in central PA. That may just be enough to kick off a few lake effect flurries just on the back edge of the precipitation. No real accumulations to be concerned with, but maybe some novelty flakes just on the end of the rain. As we head through the day on Sunday, high pressure will take control. And check this out, the clouds disappear from this computer model. Should be a beautiful start to next week. So for today, warming up to about 48 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies. That is noticeably warmer with just a few peaks of sun in the afternoon. Overnight tonight, we'll see that rain begin to arrive with a low tonight around 38 degrees, cloudy skies for all of us. Then during the day on Saturday, 61 degrees, far above average for this time of year. Can't rule out the possibility of an isolated thunder shower or two. And then the rest of your 7-day forecast, once this cold front sweeps through, we'll be right back to seasonable for this time of year. Temperatures back into the 40s and 50s. But check that out as finals week begins here at University Park. We've got several sunny days in store. Should be a nice start to next week.
Well, it is pretty chilly up here, but I hear it's pretty warm down in Tampa.
Very particular football team heading down to Tampa coming next month. And I think we're going to head over to Andre for that little tease right there.
Thanks, Connor. And yes, it's true. Penn State is heading to the Sunshine State this holiday season for a clash with an SEC foe. We'll break down the matchup coming up. And the local high school football team was looking to secure hardware of its own. We'll have the highlights ahead in sports.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Hi, I'm Peter. And there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends. Come on in! Help yourself to anything. That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Remember that to love America is to love all Americans. Because love has no labels.
So I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sit up straight, hold doors open for ladies. If the door's locked, knock first, don't burp, don't swear, don't stare, don't use bad language, or talk with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table.
What table?
Don't interrupt. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. On the bus, give your seat up to anybody who has trouble standing. Bottom line, treat others the way you want to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
Good talk.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
I'm Andre Maguero with sports. Despite a season of ups and downs, Penn State football will still play in a New Year's Day bowl game. While the Nittany Lions won't be smelling roses in Pasadena, there is still a unique challenge awaiting them, and an unfamiliar foe, the Arkansas Razorbacks. After losing 5 of its final 7 regular season games, Penn State football is far from firing on all cylinders heading into its Outback Bowl clash with Arkansas. Things will look a little different for the Nittany Lions come New Year's Day. Penn State's defense has lost its mentor. Defensive coordinator Brent Pry was named the new head coach of Virginia Tech 2 weeks ago. Penn State coach James Franklin was highly complimentary of his time with Pry.
Talk about, a significant loss personally and professionally. Brent's one of my closest friends. We've been together for 12 years, been through a lot together. And obviously, that's going to be difficult to replace.
This is the first ever matchup between two programs that date back over 120 years. The 21st ranked Razorbacks are coming off an 8-4 regular season with 3 losses to teams currently ranked in the top 10. An aggressive rushing attack awaits Franklin and company, led by second-year head coach Sam Pittman.
Got a ton of respect for what Sam's been able to do in a short period of time. I know he's done a really good job of embracing what Arkansas is and what Arkansas stands for. And it's, brought a hard-nosed, tough, positive energy and, is doing some really nice things.
It's a rare opportunity for Penn State to take down 2 SEC programs in the same season, as the Nittany Lions look for a strong end to a season that got away. Kickoff on January 1st is set for noon. You can listen to the game live on Penn State Com Radio with our team in Tampa. To high school football now, Altoona's Bishop Guilfoyle is a state champion again, its 4th title in 8 years. The Marauders took on the Red Bank Valley Bulldogs yesterday in Hershey. Picking up action in the third quarter, we're tied up at 7 before quarterback Carson Kiesewetter hit Anthony C.O. Fari, who said, "See you later," 57-yard touchdown on the pop pass. Red Bank would respond to tie the game, but after another big play in the passing game, Cooper Rother punched it in from 13 yards out to restore BG's lead 21-14 with 3 minutes to play. One last chance for the Bulldogs, but on 4th down, who else but Kiesewetter comes up with the pick, sealing the win and the title for the Marauders.
Just believing in these guys. It's awesome. We go to school every day since we were, I don't know how young, but real young. Since we went to school together, we've been it's just awesome to see us all come together.
State College High School also had a deep playoff run, but came up just short of a championship berth. Still, it was a memorable season for the Little Lions. Andrew Destin has the season wrap-up.
Jashawn Green set a goal for himself before his senior season, win a state championship. But injuries to Green and others set the Little Lions back. State High struggled at times during a 500 regular season, but once Green and others returned, they caught lightning in a bottle.
Me coming back, it really set the tone, and our team kept rolling on, and now we made it this far.
The Lions rattled off 3 upset wins in the playoffs, including a last-second victory over 12-1 Harrisburg. Coach Matt Lental said his team got more confident as the season went on, especially in the postseason.
Traditionally, we have not been like the underdog in a lot of those early round games, and this year we were. And these kids, nobody in that locker room thought we were the underdog.
State High faced its toughest test last weekend in Pennsylvania's #1 team, Mount Lebanon. A fairy tale ending wasn't in store, though, as the Blue Devils rolled to a 49-28 win en route to a championship game berth.
To get to this point, I'm extremely happy with our kids and the resiliency that they've shown throughout the year. They're persistent, and no matter what's on the scoreboard any day, they just keep fighting.
Senior fullback Brady Bendick agreed with his coach.
Really proud of the boys and excited for the future of our program.
Lental will have his work cut out for him to replace players like Green and Bendick. But on the heels of their deepest playoff run since 2009, the foundation is there.
Credit to these seniors. They've certainly left State College football better than they found it.
In Altoona, I'm Andrew Destin for the Center County Report.
State High finished the season 8-6, including a 3-1 mark during the playoffs. To the collegiate rank now, Penn State hockey is on the road in Madison to take on Wisconsin tonight and tomorrow. The Badgers are Penn State's most common opponent in program history. After losing a talented roster to the pros, the Badgers have struggled this season and have already more losses than all of last year. Penn State is coming off a split versus Michigan State and leads the nation in shots with over 37 per game.
You're not going to win every. Hockey has referees, goalies, and rubber pucks. And you put those 3 factors together and a lot of different things can happen. So you can play very well and lose, and you can have an average night and win.
Penn State men's basketball is back on the court tomorrow against conference rival Michigan State. Coach Micah Shrewsbury and his team are coming off a 20-point win against the Wagner Seahawks on Wednesday. Senior Sam Sessoms led the Lions by scoring a game-high 16 points off the bench. Shrewsbury says the key to a win tomorrow is defense and rebounding.
Michigan State will be a challenge. That's what they do. So, but if we stay sound, if we stay solid, if we stay in good defensive position, it helps our rebounding.
Tomorrow's game tips off at 2 p.m. in East Lansing. And women's basketball will wrap up a brief 2-game homestand Sunday against Youngstown State. The Lady Lions won their Big Ten home opener last night against Rutgers, Sophomores Allie Brigham and Tova Sable stole the show off the bench with double-digit performances and key stops on the defensive end. The win improves Penn State to 5-5 on the season. That's all for sports. Now back to you at the anchor desk.
Thanks, Andre. Coming up next, a Penn State professor is reclaiming an opportunity she says she regrets passing up before, and it's on national TV.
We taught him how to hit a baseball, how to hit a receiver, the strike zone, the net. You taught him how to hit the upper corner. You even taught him how to hit the open man. But how much time have you spent teaching him what not to hit?
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Very few people get to live out their childhood dream, but this week, a Penn State faculty member got to do just that. English professor Hester Bloom appeared on Jeopardy as a part of their College Professors Tournament. Bloom has been a lifelong fan of the program, and it's safe to say she's been thrilled with the overall experience.
At every point of the process where I was led to believe that I would be waiting for weeks or months, I got the next call within a week or two. So I haven't had too much time to reflect yet, but it's been awesome to watch the games with my new friends and fellow contestants.
And what a great experience for her. That's all for today's newscast. It's also our final broadcast of the fall semester, and a new team will be here in January.
And you can follow us anytime for breaking news on our Center County Report Twitter, and you can see our stories on our Facebook page and our website. Have a good weekend and a safe holiday season.
Yeah.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
I love my sister.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay, I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
Your daughter is having trouble learning French. Do you A, hire a tutor?
Bonjour.
B, enforce a French-only rule at home? Or C, watch some foreign films? When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster